What is up, guys? Sammy's Tech Help here. Today we are finally going to be unboxing the iPhone 7 Plus. I've been super excited and super stoked for the release of this thing, and we finally have our hands on one. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into the unboxing. So there's a huge redesign to the box this year, actually. We don't need one of these anymore, and we can just simply pull this tab at the bottom here. So let's just go ahead and pull that. The plastic comes off like so, and then we just pull the top right off, and that top actually comes off a lot easier than it used to, which is always an improvement. And yeah, so next off we have this little paperwork here, and the phone is then displayed right inside. So in here we get our standard stuff and our information about how to use the phone, and then everyone's favorite, the beloved Apple stickers. So moving this stuff off to the side, we do have the phone here, which looks just gorgeous and super awesome, and I'm super excited to take a look at that. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a look at accessories. So what we have here is the brand new Lightning earpods. So here they are in all their glory. They just open up like so, and there's the Lightning part. On the flip side, we have the converter that comes with it, with the Lightning to 3.5mm headphone jack, which is super awesome that they included this in the box, and that's really awesome of them to do that. Finally, it's just the rest of the standard stuff that comes with your iPhone. You have a Lightning cable right here, and your little brick for charging when you want to plug into the wall. So moving all this stuff out of the way, let's go back to the main gem, the iPhone 7 Plus. So let's go ahead and actually pull off this protective seal now. And just take a look at this thing. So right off the bat, there's no headphone jack anymore. That's always surprising to see. And the buttons are a bit more flush this year. Let's see if I can actually show this on camera. It's kind of hard to see, but buttons are just a lot more shallow than they used to be. You can focus that. But yeah, so the buttons are more shallow, and not a ton else to talk about there. Alrighty, guys, so let's go ahead now and power on the phone for the first time. So right away we're greeted with that wonderful Apple logo, and I will also, I'm not sure if that'll be in this video, I will be doing a comparison of the space gray coloring to the new black coloring, and a lot of other stuff to come, so make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned for that. So right away we're brought to this wonderful screen, and I don't think there's no sliding anymore. It's not in English, unfortunately, but yeah, press home button to open. So that's definitely new. And just a quick comment on the actual feeling of the home button. It's pretty good. I was really skeptical. Lots of people were saying it doesn't feel that good and it doesn't feel like a home button. I'll agree it doesn't feel like a home button, but I really like it, and I think it's a lot better than the old version. So now let's go ahead and select our language, and this is just standard setup for an iPhone. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. Alright, guys, so it's been about 9 hours, and I finally got this thing set up. There's a ton of activation issues, and finally got all that resolved, and I actually am able to get into the phone now, and it is fully functional. And yeah, so here it is. Let me see if I can get this screen to focus here. It's about as good as we're going to get it. Anyway, it does have 3D touch, fully functional. This is super cool, and I personally have never really had a lot of experience with 3D touch, as I've owned an iPhone 6, and that's the highest iPhone I've ever owned. And it feels really good, and there's definitely a ton of functionality for it. For example, like the camera app and stuff like that, where it's a little bit time-saving. And anyway, yeah, so if you're coming from a 6S, there's not a ton of upgrades other than the color and the waterproof ability. And I do want to compare the color real quick to the space gray, so just so you guys can see like a really good contrast. So let me go ahead and get some devices, and we'll take a look at that. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I grabbed 3 other devices to compare it to, that being the iPhone 3GS, the iPhone 6, and the iPhone 2G. So the first iPhone, the third iPhone, the, I don't know, I think it would be 8th iPhone, and then the 10th iPhone. So, as you can see here, I kind of lined it up in a color scheme. So on the far right-hand side, you can see that that's the lightest, being the silver color of the iPhone 2G, then the space gray, then the black, and then the shiny glossy plastic of the iPhone 3GS. So yeah, it's definitely a huge contrast between the black and the space gray, and if I go ahead and I flip these two on the front here, you can even see just on the front, there's a difference. I'm not sure that pops up right on camera, but as you can see right along here, it's really silvery, versus here you can't really tell exactly where the phone ends and where the back begins, which is super cool, and that's even more prominent on the jet black color. Also, something you guys may have just seen when I flipped it over, something super cool, which is when you raise it up, the screen automatically turns on. That's due to the extra proximity sensor located in that extra long earpiece right there, and that's super cool because that's the same technology that my Moto X Pure that is actually recording this video right now uses, and so that's super cool. As I try to do with all my reviews, I will take a quick video and photo sample. I'll probably shoot that tomorrow just because it's not that light out right now, but I will also do one now because it is supposed to have really good low light video and photography. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video. My first impressions on the iPhone 7. So far I think it's super awesome, super dope. I love the home button, and I think that the camera is really awesome. And yeah, so that wraps it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have more videos coming on it soon, such as game tests, comparisons to older phones, Geekbenches, speed tests, etc., That'll all be coming to the channel very soon, so make sure you stay tuned and subscribe if you are new. Thanks again so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, but most importantly guys, as always, have a great day.